Hello, fellow fans, and welcome to Hunter x Hunter Institute, your favorite place to discuss everything Hunter x Hunter related. Our highlight for today, Bonolenov Ndongo. He's known for having his whole body wrapped in bandages. With his matching boxing glove, doesn't he remind you of a boxer? He's a man of few words, and throughout the whole series, we only see him speak a few times. Because of this, some people think that he has difficulty communicating. He first appeared in the York New City arc, together with the rest of the Phantom Troupe. During this time, he was the member in charge of defending the troupe's hideout. He wasn't that famous among the fans in the beginning. However, this all changed during the Chimera Ant arc. I'm sure most of you would remember how our dear Ponzu, our fandom's idol, had been slaughtered to death by that Chimera Ant soldier. But Bonolenov takes revenge for us Ponzu fans by crushing that insect to death. Such a satisfying scene. In this video, let's talk about Bonolenov's Nen abilities and strength. To make it more fun, let's speculate how Bonolenov could win against Hisoka. We have lots of things to talk about, so sit back and enjoy the video till the end. Give us a thumbs up if you think Bonolenov is one of the inconspicuous characters in the series. And as for the fans who think he's the hero who defeated Ponzu's enemy, share with us in the comments section what you like about Bonolenov. We look forward to reading your comments. And with that, let's start. 1. Bonolenov Ndongo, Phantom Troupe's member number 10. He's part of the troupe's combat team. He is one of Gyudandon's tribe's dancing warriors called Bapu. They're a minority tribe that was driven from their land due to modern development. Usually, Bonolenov's whole body is wrapped with bandages, and we can only see his eyes and nose through the gaps from the bandages. Because of his outfit, the matching boxing gloves and a pair of trunks, he looks like a boxer all wrapped in bandages. In the Chimera Ant arc, we get to see him participate in a battle for the first time in the series. With his boxing gloves and bandages removed, he finally revealed what he looks like uncovered. Since it was the first time we get to see him without the bandages, many of his fans must have been shocked to see all the holes in his body. Did you expect him to have those? I sure didn't. We later get to find out that these holes actually have a purpose. Through the holes, Bonolenov is able to play different melodies that activates his Nen ability. Very interesting, don't you think? Let's talk more about it. 2. Nen ability. Bonolenov's Nen ability, Battle Cantabile. It's a conjuration type of Nen. Through dancing, wind passes through the holes, creating sounds. His Nen ability turns the sounds into combat power. Different songs are created from the sounds. As a conjurer, Bonolenov is able to conjure different objects and different effects from each song. In the Chimera Ant arc, we get to discover some of Bonolenov's attacks using his songs. First, the prologue. Here he attacks using the armor and spear that he conjured. However, this attack wasn't strong enough against the Chimera Ant. Upon realizing this, Bonolenov performs the second song. This time, his attack is called Jupiter. With the song he plays for this attack, he conjures a giant sphere modeled after the planet Jupiter, hence its name, and he uses this to crush the enemy to death. Seeing how huge Jupiter coming down towards the Chimera Ant as it tried running away from it was quite epic, right? What made it all the better was that the squashed opponent was not just any random Chimera Ant. No, it was the same Chimera Ant who shot and devoured Ponzu, our dear Ponzu, who is considered as one of the most popular female characters in the fandom. For that Chimera Ant to be trampled to death like the insect that it was, Ponzu's fans must have celebrated to see that scene. Because of this, a lot of the fans must have found Bonolenov as an impressive character after that battle. Now let's take a look at his other abilities. In Volume 36, we get to learn one more of Bonolenov's techniques. It's not yet completely revealed, but Bonolenov called this ability Metamorphosin. After hearing Shizuku say, "I'll disguise myself and look first for Hisoka," Bonolenov explained to both Shizuku and Chrollo about Metamorphosin. It's the same with Shizuku, but instead of a disguise, I'll transform. Metamorphosin. Depending on the conditions, I can use it to transform into different forms, he told them. Isn't this an ability that would let him change to any form, like an animal or an object? Sounds like a very useful skill. But what could be the limitations of a skill like this? Let's speculate. I think that Bonolenov's limitations for this ability will be 1. He won't be able to use the holes on his body to play songs, which means he won't be able to use his other abilities. 2. He won't be able to activate this ability unless he finishes the song for it. This is my theory. If it's to simply make a sound, then clapping or using an instrument should be enough. It's reasonable to think that Bonolenov having to go out of his way to create sounds and perform a dance is this ability's limitation. The user's Nen will also have a huge effect on how effective this ability will be. It's because Bonolenov is a proud Bapu warrior of the Gyudandon tribe that this ability has become stronger. Aside from this, if we consider the name of his other technique, prologue, There might be other parts of the songs that are longer and more difficult to perform, like an interlude or an epilogue. Maybe Bonolenov would need to perform a longer and more difficult dance if he wants to activate abilities that are stronger than this technique. The length of the song and the difficulty of the dance might be limitations or conditions of this technique. 3. Reason for joining the Phantom Troupe. Have you ever wondered why Bonolenov would join the Phantom Troupe? There are 3 reasons we can think of, and here they are. Reason 1. He wants to protect the Gyodadon tribe. The Phantom Troupe is mainly known for stealing valuable items, although they would also sometimes do philanthropic work like helping their hometown. A good example is when half of the troupe fought the Chimera Ants in order to protect and save the Meteor City's residents after it was invaded. We had Shalnark, Phaeton, Shizuku, Finks, Kaloto, and Bonolenov come to the city to help with the crisis. Now it's easy to understand why Shalnark, Phaeton, Finks, and Shizuku would want to help the residents of Meteor City. It is their hometown after all. Kaloto might have been interested in taking part since his mother used to be a resident of Meteor City. But how about Bonolenov? Perhaps he just wanted to tag along? Or perhaps there were people in Meteor City he wanted to protect as well? What if the rest of the Gyodadon tribe had become residents of Meteor City? If this is the case, then it is possible that Bonolenov joined the Phantom Troupe in order to protect his tribe. After all, Meteor City is considered a place where all kinds of things are thrown away, including humans. When the Gyodadon tribe was driven out of their homeland, they would have searched for a new place where they could continue living. What are the possibilities that they might have reached Meteor City while in search of a new home? And in order to help the Gyodadon tribe, Bonolenov might have joined the Phantom Troupe and started living the bandit way by stealing goods with them. Through this, he might be providing his tribe some financial support. We can only imagine how hard it might have been for such a tribe to be chased away from their own place. If the tribe fought for their land before they were completely driven out, there might have been some casualties that would cause them to need help. As a prideful Bapu, Bonolenov must have taken it upon himself to help his tribe. Reason 2. Together with his tribe, Bonolenov carries a grudge against the people from the outside world. Another possible reason for him to join the Phantom Troupe is his desire to get revenge on people who chased them out of their homeland. As part of the Phantom Troupe, they steal away not only things owned by other people, but also their lives. There's a possibility that Bonolenov wants to take away the lives of the people responsible for their tribe losing their home. And what better way to take such revenge than joining the Phantom Troupe? Reason 3. Bonolenov thinks, I want to meet others stronger than me. As a proud Bapu warrior, there's a big possibility that he wants to become even stronger. From what we know about the Phantom Troupe, they tend to fight against opponents who are of the same caliber, if not higher than them. The weaker ones they just kill off. There is a possibility that Bonolenov joined the troupe so that he could have more chances to fight against people who are stronger than him. Well, just by joining the Phantom Troupe itself already led him to meet some of the strongest Nen users. And for sure, many of the members are the stronger people he'd want to meet as a warrior. These are the 3 reasons why I think Bonolenov became part of the Phantom Troupe, but all these are just theories. I wonder what the official reason is. What do you think is his reason? Do share with us your thoughts and theories in the comments section below. 4. Bonolenov's boxing gloves and bandages. As we saw in his battle in the Chimera Ant arc, the holes on his body are usually covered with bandages. When he is not in combat, Bonolenov wears a pair of boxing gloves. Until it was revealed in the chapters where the Phantom Troupe fought with the Chimera Ant soldiers, most of us fans wondered why he wore such gloves and bandages. We later find out in the series about the holes in Bonolenov's body, including the 15 holes on his hand. Using the gloves to seal his hands, Bonolenov can avoid exposing the holes to air. This prevents any sound from coming out. By doing this, Bonolenov doesn't need to worry about suddenly activating his Nen abilities. If the holes are always exposed to air, it would be continuously making sounds that would activate his attacks. It is also possible that these are part of the limitations or vows connected to his Nen abilities. When the Gyodadon tribe was explained, we see that the other Bapu were not covered with bandages, and they were certainly not wearing any boxing gloves. So why only Bonolenov? We know that if he doesn't put on the boxing gloves or wrap his body with bandages, there will be sounds every time he moves. But to be able to produce such beautiful sounds is such a great skill that it deserves respect, and as a proud Bapu of the Gyodadon tribe, shouldn't it be something that Bonolenov takes pride in? Instead, he covers them away. It's as if by wearing those gloves and bandages, he's hiding away Bapu's pride as well. But knowing Bonolenov does take pride in his being a Bapu warrior, it's more likely that he is covering the holes as part of his restrictions. Maybe the less time he creates sounds, the more powerful his Nen becomes. 5. Bonolenov vs Hisoka. Who is stronger? Between Hisoka, who is in a personal mission to kill all the members of the Phantom Troupe, and Bonolenov, who's a graceful warrior who fights using his tribe's dance movements, who will stand as the winner? Unfortunately for Bonolenov, it's more likely that Hisoka is the stronger one between them. Because of the kind of nen abilities that they have, it's quite difficult to imagine Bonolenov winning against Hisoka. It's easy to imagine Hisoka using his bungee gum to block the holes on Bonolenov's body. If this happens, Bonolenov will be unable to perform his dance to attack. If he can't produce any sound, then he won't be able to use his nen ability. It would be the same case if Hisoka uses his texture surprise to cover the holes. With Bonolenov's nen ability being in a disadvantage against Hisoka's, Bonolenov's chances of winning seem non-existent. Is he also aware of this possibility? While they were in the Black Whale, Bonolenov had teamed up with Shizuku and Chrollo. While being wary of any attacks from Hisoka, both Bonolenov and Shizuku were going around to support Chrollo. Is this a calculated move so that Chrollo can kill Hisoka? For Bonolenov to avoid being beaten and then killed by Hisoka, this might be the best way to fight him. On the chance that Bonolenov ends up fighting Hisoka one-on-one, how will he win? Let's do something fun and help Bonolenov. Based on his current abilities that we know of, let's list some symphonies that might help Bonolenov defeat Hisoka. And using the subtitle of the symphony, let's imagine what kind of ability it would be. Ready? Here are some of our suggestions. Suggestion number 1, Symphony number 1, Titan, by Austrian composer Gustav Mahler. This could be an ability that could let Bonolenov make a part of his body large enough to crush the opponent, or he himself can turn into a giant. Suggestion number 2, Symphony number 100, Military, by Austrian composer Joseph Haydn. Similar to the Battle Cantabile's prologue, this symphony could be an ability that will create an army of Bonolenov wearing armors and attack using their spears. Suggestion number 3, Symphony number 7, Angel of Light, by Finnish composer Aino Juhani Rodovara. Imagine this to be a nen ability that would let Bonolenov conjure lasers, reminiscent of the sun rays that would be strong enough to burn his opponents. There's so many ideas for abilities that we can think of based on the many symphonies existing. But what kind of attack will Bonolenov actually use to fight Hisoka? We're excited to find out. How about you, fellow Hunter x Hunter fans? What kind of ability do you think Bonolenov can use against Hisoka? Are there any other symphony subtitles that you think would be great inspiration for Bonolenov's attacks? Let us know in the comments below. Today, we had an interesting discussion about Bonolenov, the proud Bappu warrior who, despite his few words in battle scenes, won our respect for taking down the enemy who killed our idol, Ponzu. If you ended up liking Bonolenov through this video, then you are already one of the members of the Hunter x Hunter Institute. High five! Our mission to spread the wonders of Hunter x Hunter continues from here onward. So if you want to be a part of this journey, make sure to hit that subscribe button. See you on the next video, fellow proud members of the Hunter x Hunter tribe.